Ukraine destroys rare Koksan SPG, North Korean Koksan. Today's Friday, February 6, 2026. What a shame. Subscribe to Defense Reports, your go-to source for timely, in-depth military and defense reports. Join me in the latest program by Defense Report for the latest in global defense news, military technology, and strategic developments, and today we're going to cover, well, the confirmation of a massive precision strike. The 429th Achilles Brigade has neutralized one of North Korea's most secretive, high-value assets deep inside the Luhansk region. We are talking about the destruction of the M1989 Koksan. And I really want to set the stage here, because if you just glance at the footage, it might look like another tank brewing up on a thermal camera. But this is not just another tank. This is a strategic asset, a weapon designed with really one horrifying purpose in mind: to level entire cities from 60 kilometers away. It was supposed to be untouchable, the king of the rear. But yesterday, February 5th, a single drone operator proved that the whole concept of a safe rear, it's absolutely dead.
It really is a huge moment. When you look at that footage, you're not just seeing a vehicle get hit, you're seeing a clash of two different eras of warfare.
A clash of eras? How so?
Well, you have this massive Cold War doctrine, the idea of these huge, heavy, long-range guns, and it's colliding head-on with the reality of 21st century drone warfare.
And the Cold War tech is losing.
Badly. The wreckage makes that pretty clear.
Okay, so let's unpack that. The name Koksan sounds ominous.
Yeah.
And the sources call it the Jupo. What are we actually dealing with here? What makes it so different from, say, a standard Russian Pion or Mista S?
So the Koksan, or the M1989, is a 170mm self-propelled gun. And that number right there, 170mm, that should be the first clue that this is something unusual.
Why is that? Just because it's bigger?
It's not just bigger, it's completely non-standard. I mean, look at the Russian ecosystem. It's all 152mm. You look at NATO, it's 155mm.
Okay.
This 170mm caliber, it's a unique North Korean thing. An orphan caliber, you could say.
Which has to make the logistics a total nightmare. You can't just pull up to a Russian ammo dump and ask for more shells.
Exactly. You can't borrow from your neighbors. Every single projectile, every single charge has to come all the way from Pyongyang.
So why build it that way?
For one reason, range. This weapon was originally designed with this one truly terrifying purpose in mind: to shell Seoul from the northern side of the DMZ.
So it's a terror weapon, designed to hold an entire city hostage.
Precisely. With its standard shells, it can reach about 40 kilometers. But if they use something called RIP rounds...
rocket-assisted projectiles.
Exactly. With those, it can reach up to 60 kilometers.
A rocket strapped to the back of the shell, basically.
That's it. A small motor kicks in after it leaves the barrel, gives it extra thrust to fight gravity and drag. You lose a little bit of accuracy, but when your target is a city grid, you don't really need to thread a needle.
And 60 kilometers, I mean, let's put that in perspective. That outranges almost all of the standard Russian tube artillery on the front lines, doesn't it?
It does, and that's the scary part, at least on paper. It's designed to sit way back and hammer Ukrainian positions without any fear of immediate counter-battery fire. It's designed to be untouchable.
So it's a glass cannon.
That's the perfect term for it, because for all that incredible reach, it is painfully slow. We are talking maybe 1 or 2 rounds every 5 minutes.
Every 5 minutes. That's an eternity in a modern firefight.
It's a lifetime. A modern system like the PZH-2000 could have fired 20 rounds and already moved to a new position in that time. The Koksan is a dinosaur.
And looking at the photos, it's just so exposed.
Completely. The crew of 8, the driver, commander, gunner, 5 loaders, they are all just standing out in the open. There's no turret, no real protection.
So if a drone drops a grenade nearby?
They're sitting ducks. They have zero protection from shrapnel. The whole doctrine relies on distance. We're 60 kilometers away. Nobody can touch us.
Until they can. Which brings us to the hunters. The 429th Achilles Brigade. Their story is just incredible. They didn't start out as some elite unit, did they?
Not at all. And that's what makes them so symbolic of Ukraine's whole defense effort. Back in February 2022, they were just a volunteer territorial defense rifle company.
Regular people with rifles.
Pretty much. Teachers, engineers, regular citizens. But their commander, Yuriy Fedorenko, who's now a hero of Ukraine, was obsessed with technology and adaptation.
And they grew fast. From a company to a full brigade by January this year.
Incredibly fast. Company to battalion, battalion to regiment, regiment to brigade. And at every step, they integrated more drones, more advanced tactics.
The stats you shared are just mind-blowing. Commander Fedorenko said the amount of enemy equipment they've destroyed would fill 6 red squares.
It's a powerful image, isn't it? Just imagine that. And the numbers back it up. In 2025 alone, they hit 37,594 targets.
Wait, over 37,000? In 1 year, that's more than 100 targets a day.
Correct. Their total for the war is over 57,000. This isn't just luck. They've turned drone warfare into an industrial system. It's about efficiency.
So on February 5th, that system caught up with the Koksan. And the strike happened while it was actually firing.
Yes, firing towards Kupiansk from Luhansk, which is the best time to hunt it. The gun gives off a massive thermal signature. The engine is hot. The Achilles operators were using thermal imaging, so it was likely a night or early dawn strike.
And they didn't just hit it anywhere. The damage looks very specific.
It does. It looks like they targeted the engine or the breech block. And that's key. You don't need to completely vaporize a vehicle like this to kill it.
Right, if you crack the breech, you can't fire.
And if you destroy the engine on a rare North Korean system in the middle of Luhansk, it becomes a 40-ton paperweight. You've mission killed it.
Which brings us to the how. How did they get a drone 60 kilometers deep behind enemy lines? Isn't that area saturated with Russian electronic warfare?
It is. Normally they just jam the radio signals. They create a bubble of static. The drone loses its link and crashes.
So how did Achilles get through that bubble?
Fiber optics.
The silver bullet. It sounds almost old-fashioned, like a wire-guided missile.
It does, but the application is revolutionary. The drone unspools a hair-thin fiber optic cable as it flies.
So it's physically tethered.
In a way, yes. The signal travels through that glass wire as light, not through the air as radio waves. So it's completely immune to radio jamming.
So the Russian EW is useless against it.
Completely useless. The operator gets a crystal clear, high-definition video feed all the way to impact. No static, no lag.
That must be terrifying. You think you're safe behind your jammers, and then boom!
And there's another advantage. They can fly extremely low, over forests, for example. Radio signals get blocked by trees and terrain.
But the wire doesn't care.
The wire doesn't care. You can sneak in right over the treetops, completely silent on the radio spectrum. You combine that with night hunting drones, the vampires or Baba Yagas, and suddenly the night isn't safe for the enemy anymore.
Let's talk about the aftermath. We've mission killed this Koksan. You mentioned you can't just fix it locally. The briefing calls this the 8,000-kilometer repair loop.
It's a massive headache for them. Russia got about 50 of these Koksans, but their field depots don't have the spare parts, the breeches, the engine components. It's all unique North Korean tech.
So if the engine is broken,
it's got to get loaded onto a train and shipped all the way back across the Trans-Siberian Railway to North Korea to be fixed.
that's a journey of months.
Months. So a mission kill is as good as a total kill for this campaign. It takes the piece off the board.
And it's not just the guns. The ammo is a problem too, right? I read Russian soldiers are complaining about it.
Oh, constantly. The big issue is the propellant charges, the gunpowder. They're inconsistent.
So you can't aim accurately.
It makes precision fire almost impossible. The shells land short, they land long. We're hearing that crews are having to manually weigh the shells and charges before firing just to get some consistency.
Imagine doing that under pressure.
It slows everything down, and then you have the dud shells that don't even explode. It's quantity over quality.
This sounds like a desperate partnership. And it's not just equipment. There are North Korean troops on the ground too.
Yes, around 10,000 deployed in 2024, and this is a key point. They aren't just there to be cannon fodder. They're there to learn.
Learn what?
Modern warfare. About 3,000 have already gone back to North Korea to become instructors. They're learning about drone defense, thermal surveillance, modern tactics.
So North Korea is using Ukraine as a live-fire laboratory to modernize its own army.
Absolutely. They're learning how to fight a 21st century war against a Western-equipped opponent, lessons they plan to use against South Korea or the U.S. It's a win-win for the dictators.
But Ukraine is staying ahead. The Achilles Brigade isn't stopping here. They're already talking about the next step: robotization.
Fedorenko's philosophy is simple. Separate the pilot from the launch site. Save the human, spend the robot. They're moving to ground robotic complexes, or NRCs.
Like this mini robot.
Exactly. Little tracked ground drones for logistics, for laying mines. Instead of sending a soldier across a dangerous field, you send a robot. If it gets hit, you lose some metal and plastic, not a life.
And automated turrets to shoot down drones. That sounds like sci-fi.
It's the only logical answer to drone swarms. Automated machine gun turrets with machine vision that can detect and engage enemy drones faster than a human ever could.
It's moving from adrenaline-fueled assaults to systemic industrial destruction.
It is. The side that automates the kill chain the fastest and protects its operators the best is the side that wins. The Koksan is a dinosaur from an old era.
And Achilles is fighting the war of 2026.
Precisely. It proves that the old metrics of power range, caliber size, they're being rewritten. The future belongs to the agile and the automated. The safe rear is gone.
And it really shows that supporting Ukraine is supporting the very future of defense innovation.
The lessons being learned there today will write the military textbooks for the next 50 years.
You've been listening to Defense Report by Alex, where we analyze the latest in military strategy, global defense, and advanced weaponry. Subscribe to Defense Reports, your trusted source for timely, in-depth military and defense analysis. We'll see you next time. Keep supporting us so we can continue bringing you the latest developments from Ukraine and around the world.